Okay, hello there everyone, and welcome to this recording of a International Yomi League 5 game. We're going to go straight into it because I started my recording just as the game started. I forgot entirely about it. This is myself versus Neigutten on the forums. I'm sorry if I've mispronounced your name. And I've decided to go for something a little bit different today. I usually main Troc, as some people might know, but I feel like I need to get back to my Yomi fundamentals. And the character I've always had an interest in, which has never really got round to, is Grave. He's always struck me as a really well balanced character. That he has no real weaknesses. Um, and has a lot of potential, I feel, but it's not actually even though he seems fairly simple, not actually the easiest to control. Actually, about this last move, I attacked into a king throw, even though I've got a 7 and an 8 in hand. The reason for that is I actually didn't mind losing that combat. The main reason is it puts him even lower in hand size, which is really where Quince does not want to be. It's actually probably the reason I'm probably going to king attack here as well, just to try and reduce his hand options even further. I think Quince is weakest when he doesn't have options. He is one of the most card-hungry characters in the game, in my opinion. His biggest damage follow-up is obviously his queen, and to be able to get real good damage off that, you need to pump it twice. It's what his entire game plan revolves around. Looking at his piles, I'm probably going to give him the king and the free. I don't want to really have tax again, and I'm okay with king throw because I've got the 7. Oh no, okay. I'm not sure. Looking back on that, that was probably a mistake going against what I just said. But that's probably for the same reason I'm just going to play the king here. I suspect. Yeah, thinking about it. Uh, throw is definitely not an option here. This is. If I'm thinking throw, I'm being a crazy person. What the hell am I doing? See, I should have just played the king. But yet again, okay, yes, I'm down here, but Neigutten is running low on cards. Now, this is not a great start, to be honest, and at this point, I'm thinking, what the hell did I pick Grey for? Maybe I should have just picked Strock, but we're going to keep at the strategy of trying to nine as many cards as possible, run straight into a block, which is very unfortunate. Probably should have just blocked there, but again, I was happy to take a jack spin for a dodge and take the damage. But at least we're out of the spin cycle at the moment. Relatively unscathed, took 27 damage overall from it. My big game plan usually when playing as Grave is to build up the true power of the storms. It is his biggest strength. Yes, his block's very good. Yes, he can do decent damage off a regular combo, but we're talking maybe like 20s, like mid to low 20s on a good combo. Throw into ace is obviously 19. That's a decent amount for two cards. Obviously, the big payoff is on his ace. Now, 5 attack isn't too bad here. I do know he has a jack in his hand, and obviously... Oh no, he just played the jack, didn't he? And obviously, Quince's normals are quite slow. My 5 attack beats all of his normals except his free, and that's mostly probably going to be played as a dodge. He doesn't really have a good follow-up of a free, except for playing the his free into queen. Or maybe consent of the governed if you want to hit confirm that. But consent of the governed's pretty much off the table. You've got two aces in the discard pile, two sevens as well, so his major throw speed's not really there right now. Yeah, caught him there. Do I pop him the ace or just take the knockdown? I think I just take the knockdown here. Celebrating the fact that I actually managed to get some decent damage off. So I'm very attack starved right now. I've got a lot of blocks in my hand, but I'm attack starved. Um, I'm gonna make a mistake a little bit later, and I'm gonna end up powering up all of those eights. Went for the cross up. Good block there by GGB. So yeah, right here, I'm looking at those aces, eights, thinking how many aces can I get from those. Don't go for it straight away. Managed to draw my first queen. Queen obviously very, very good in this matchup. Quince has nothing that comes anywhere close to Queen. Same for single ace as well. Single ace beats literally every speed that Quince can play, even his Consent of the Governed, I believe. If I get a chance to see it ace, I believe that's like 1.2. A single ace is 1, so you do not have any problems in the speed in this matchup. But that's the same against playing most characters against Quince. He always struggles. That is the big aspect of his game he struggles with. So again, getting caught with these throws here. I'm not really showing the attack too much, which is why GBB feels so content to throw. Get some good damage off there, and I am bleeding quite heavily at this point, down to 24 life. Quince still going to have a 7 card hand, which is, it's not great for a Quince, but it's respectable. Not anywhere near as hand stars as I hoped he was going to be at this point in the game. But 2 aces now in hand, and with the ability to power them up, those 8s, probably should power up maybe 3 of them, keep one of them in spare for just a potential king throw. I do have the 7 obviously as well, but we don't want to get caught in a situation where we have literally no outs to king throw. Okay. GGB again going for Patriot Mirror there. Gonna show the 7 here. Obviously 7 throw. It's a good one to reveal for the simple fact that A, none of Quince's throws are going to be able to beat it, so we can't option select it. No, an attack from Quince is fairly safe, which then could lead me into an even faster attack to beat it. Obviously, this is a bit weird on a Patriot Mirror turn. It makes things even more unstable. This is where I'm going to play this single ace with Joker backup. Gets us out of the loop completely fine. I accept I'm going to lose this combat. He will most likely do something like a dodge and attack. Yep, there we go. Oh, block and attack. So yeah, he'll take the block. We'll get out of the mix-up. He gets a little bit of cards out of it, which is unfortunate, but couldn't really be avoided there. Only thing I could do was block. See, again, this is where I disagree. I probably should have kept one ace back, one of those 8s back, and only got 3 aces. The extra ace isn't really going to do anything for me here. But it's all about the efficiency, I guess. Getting the extra ace now means I don't have to power up for it later. But going for the free normal here. Going to hit confirm into it. Now this is where I'm at. He does face down here. If I remember correctly, this is actually a Joker face down, and I decided that I can just take the burst bait. This is the one I remember. Flagrant angles, as usually, fuggering it up in the chat there. Flagrant, this recording is just for you, just so you know. I hope you appreciate it. So yeah, that was the Joker. Again, like I say, making him think a little bit more about it with the burst bait comment. Unfortunately, no face cards in hand to counter the 2 truths here. That's one of the reasons I actually am considering against Quinces in the future, making Grave a go-to character. That actually is one of the reasons I picked him in this matchup against Neigutten. I spoke to Flagrant Angles before the matchup, and he told me that he liked Quince, he likes Persephone, he liked quite a lot of characters with a key activated ability. And having a character with a counter to that, obviously it's not the most reliable counter in the world. That would obviously go to Archagog, but I have said this multiple times, I cannot play Archagog to save my life. I'll bring him out occasionally against Onimaru, and that's probably about it. One of the things going for a 10 throw here, yeah, crazy. But I guess I had a read on a block or a throw, and I really did not want to use my 7 throw and have no king outs. I've got to face down here because I know he has a queen in hand, and I know he can potentially lethal off that. I think that would have been, yeah, that would have been exact lethal. That would be exactly 21 if he got me there. So this is this point where Quince, even though he has a huge life lead, he has barely anything in cards left in hand, and that is his biggest weakness. He has 5 cards in hand. I'm going to use Martial Mastery to actually see what he has available, and then figure out what the correct option is. Gonna probably keep the 5 for a potential mix-up. Just dump the 6. Don't need all of those 6s. I want the 4s for dodges because dodge is so good. So yeah, looking at his hand, okay, he has free attack. Free attack is the only thing that beats one of my normals. In fact, the free card in overall is the only card that beats one of my normals. So now I have the decision to make. Do I think he's going to try and dodge into lethal, or do I think he's going to play the Queen Raw? I get the read that I think he's going to try and dodge into it. He hasn't been overly playing face cards so far, and the couple of days, yes, he played King Throw, honestly, but I don't think he played the Jack Spin, honestly. I think he negated that one earlier. Yeah, I'm already hovering over the ace that I want to play, making sure it's one of the aces from the previous turn. It's the best follow-up option I think I've got here. I could go 6 into 8. I'm actually going to take the knockdown. Reason for that is obviously I've seen the. I forgot about this actually. I've seen his hand previously, so I know he has 1 mystery card and a 5 block and an 8 block. 4 and 5 are both completely safe unless he's drawn something pretty fast here. So I've got the mix up, the 50-50 mix up potentially into True Power Storms. I know he hasn't got a Joker in hand, so unless he drew the Joker this turn, there you go. Boom. 4 catches the cross up 5. Yeah, again, the 50-50, we both knew what it was there. And immediately that has put a huge difference into the nature of this game. What was a horrendous losing position now is a, I want to say commanding lead. It's not really. We're still 1 potential combat either way away. But with 10 damage against the Queen. So trying to bluff here face down. He goes for the Queen. So again, at this point, I know he has 1 more Queen in hand. He's got an 8 in hand, and I think 1 mystery card again. Oh, it's going to be 2 mystery cards. So I've know of those 2 cards. So yeah, there's the Queen we know about. I know of those mystery cards. Unless he draws a dodge, Queen is completely safe and can potentially win the game. So it is definitely the right option here. Neigutten having a good think about this. And yep, plays the Queen honestly, expecting me to disbelieve. This time I said I was willing to play into it, and the Queen closes it out. For example, yeah, if in doubt, hit the Queen button, hit that Dragon Punch. I'd say he had no dodges in hand, so yeah, the Queen was completely safe. Straight back into it, no hesitation there from Neigutten, wants to stay in the matchup. Obviously felt fairly comfortable, don't blame him at all. Leading off with the Jack. Quince wants to build a hand, which is why I think Jack is a pretty solid opener from Grave. The only thing that really beats it in the early game is dodge. The only thing that outspeeds it is double ace. Quince Jack does tie with it, which does lead into potential. I think it ties with it. I think Quince Jack is 2.4 speed. But that does lead in potential positive spin shenanigans. But at the end of the day, you just got to occasionally. So yeah, don't know why I blocked there. Probably maybe expecting a dodge. Probably should have just kept on the lightning cloud pressure with the Jack. It is a very oppressive tool in this matchup. Again, yeah, I was expecting a dodge that time. Probably expecting me to go back to Jack. So throw in the that. Cash out with the damage with a Jack this turn. That's one of the things actually I wanted to try and get back into is making sure I cashed out on damage when I had the opportunity. It's all very well, saving that jack for keeping the pressure on, but at the same time, I might not get the chance again. If it's dodged, then that's just a card down the drain. I might not get the opportunity again to cash out for a throw into 6 jack. That's the most damage that Grave can do off a throw. Big normal there, catching a throw. At this point, I got to read that Neigutten is very throw heavy. He likes to throw against Quince. He's expecting me to go on the defensive, so those big normals can make the difference. Just to discourage him from keeping up the throw pressure. Again, trying leading him into to doing something else. Get another jack. Probably just going to play it again straight away. Keep up the jack pressure. No, might be. No, yeah, there we go. Straight into jack pressure. Catches a queen, raw queen. No positive spin on it. Hard read on a throw there from him. Unfortunate. Got a potential straight in hand now. Only thing that can really lead into it is playing the 2 raw. And this time I actually have the counter to the 2 truths. Don't want him getting his toolkit back. Would much rather lose 2 cards to prevent him drawing cards. Again, the raw king. Now, I should be probably reading into what this is telling me about his hand. Raw king means he hasn't got really a fast throw in hand. Because if you had one of those, he'd play those first. So blocking is fairly safe. Then again, when in doubt, keep up the jack pressure. There's the dodge we were expecting. But we've got the Joker back up. Yep, hit Patriot Mirror, take knockdown, but don't get put into a cycle. My Quinn, don't get put into the vortex. Martial Mastery in this matchup. It's probably going to be mostly played for the speed. Oh, caught out heavily there. Got a bit greedy there with a throw on Wake Up. Not sure why I did that. I have no outs now to a king spin. I know why I didn't play the 10. I was keeping that back for potential 2 truths turns. Yeah, so there's the K spin. I have literally no outs now. So what we're going to do is what I said we were going to do previously, which is attack into a K spin if I've got no real good answers to it. Reason for that is I'd rather do that and make him dodge and then spend a card and come out card neutral. No, if he's lucky, he got greedy. Ooh, undercut by the 3 attack. Definitely unfortunate to see. And yes, the mistakes were made indeed. So that should indicate to him that I have no... the fact I was willing to play the 4 attack. I've got... It's probably a bit of a value trap in that I have no low attacks. And again, stop Quince getting that 2 truths off. I mean, you think about it, if he had got both 2 truths off by now, he would have a 10 card hand. Because he most likely gets at least 2 cards out of every 2 truths. And therefore, Quince becomes an immediately more scary prospect when playing against a 10 card Quince versus 6 card Quince. Managed to block the Patriot Mirror. Again, don't know why I didn't keep in my strategy of attacking into that. Would have actually, again, beaten it raw. Going to show the 2. 2's always a fairly safe option to pick as a Grave for your knowing the opponent turns. You've got the fast attack, which again beats pretty much anything except for Jack's. Jack's raw or double ace. Flags and attack. So he's going to. I think I remember he picks throw again here. No, he picks attack. That was it. So at this point, I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, yeah, okay, I'm willing to play the dodge. I'm willing to be thrown, knock you down to 4 cards in hand. He's obviously expecting me to attack. Or, no, possibly even king throw. Play a card to beat the king throw. Actually, no hand was already over the Joker, expecting to get hit. Actually, win off the dodge, getting a free queen back. Immediate combat win there for Grave. Anytime you get a free queen from your discard pile, you have come out ahead. Even on the Joker there, no, getting a knockdown and a queen in hand. No, solid combat win for a Grave player. So again, taxing the attacks, fairly safe play and knockdown. Again, I don't want to give him cards, so I'm willing to block instead of that. Get hit by the Jack. Hope, no, probably trying to fish for a faster. Oh, actually, his Jack's at 2.6 speed. So yeah, I guess Grave's Jacks do just outspeed it. So yeah, the only real good early game option to Grave Jack as Quince is dodging it. That's more impressive than I originally thought. And again, the K spin shown. Hasn't really been represented though. He's been showing it, but not actually doing it. And again, same thing, probably expecting me to have an 8 throw. It's the only thing that 7 really beats. So, oh, into raw 2 power storms off the top. He's already used one Joker. Odds of him having a second were low. Getting a little bit lucky there. At this point, I'm feeling fairly confident. I'm 2 games up. First one was a bit of a scramble, but the second one in fairly convincing fashion. But in Yomi, anything can happen. Showed in my last game against Snock, I had a good 2 game early lead and then threw it all away. But again, greeted by the sight of 2 Jacks in hand, should be immediately going towards that. Yep, there we go. No, you got 3 things that can happen. Either you hit a block, you get it back, you stay even. You hit an attack or a throw that you deal 8 damage with. You've still done 8 damage for 1 card, which is a decent bit of efficiency there. Or you get dodged, which is the unfortunate one, really. Quince does have the most dodges out of any character in the game, but then again as well, 4 of them are in his 2s, which he really doesn't want to get rid of for anything other than 2 truths. So that really knocks him back down to 4 ranks of dodges. Another set are on his spin cards, so his kings and his jacks. And while he can occasionally play those raw, he'd much rather prefer to keep those for not Patriot Mirror, positive spin turns. So again, just keeping that jack pressure on. It's already close to 20 damage done in the first 3 turns. And again, free attack only really loses to a single ace or jack. Catches the 7th throw, and again, at this point, I've got the read on Neigutten loves to throw. He is a very throw happy Quince. At least in this matchup, he is. Getting that straight off, getting double ace in hand already. No, he doesn't know. Did I start the game with an ace? Odds of you starting the game with a single ace are actually, or any one specific of a card, are actually pretty good. So he's got to be afraid of true power of storms at this point, even though it's not a true threat. We only have 2 in hand, as we know. He doesn't know that, and therefore, just the knowledge that it could be there as the threat. So again, case been shown. He's not been awfully honest about it so far. And again, he's taxing on throws. Now, being consistent to what I've been doing so far, I should really be attacking into that. But at this point, I think he's being honest, and he was so. Obviously giving Quince 2 cards, which is not 3 cards with also the spin afterwards. Not somewhere we really want to be, but still getting in 19 damage, cashing out on the throw. one of those aces, but it does diffuse the True Power Storm's threat slightly with that ace in the discard pile now. So I'm not sure about the tax there, what that's really designed to do, apart from trying to get me to block, which again it does do so. Um, I'm not sure how I feel about taxing without some kind of other insinuated threat. I mean, taxing with a positive spin turn or a Patriot Mirror turn always has a threat of, okay, either you do this thing that gives me gives me more cards, or you do this other thing, and I'm going to do a shit ton of damage to you. That's always the thing about Quint's turns. So I could block here. Probably the smartest option. Grave does just want to draw cards as well. Not quite as card hungry as Quince, but definitely still a card hungry character. He now has the choice of giving me either a knowing your opponent turn, but he chooses to draw one card himself. We both go essentially card neutral there. Well, card positive with the card draw at the beginning of a turn. Getting rid of 2 of my 9s to get 1 ace back, again just to have True Power Storms on deck. Just going to play it raw. Unfortunately, hit the dodge. This is the first time I played it raw all set, so I thought, you know, show something a bit different. Unfortunately, get caught out, and now we are in a different. Yeah, I did that a bit out of cockiness, to be honest. And yes, I did definitely deserve to be hit by that. Now we are both scrambling. We're both on 5 and 6 card hands respectively. Both much lower than we would feel comfortable with. Ooh, that was a bit cheeky. Catching that 3 was very cheeky when he had a J spin already active. Trying to catch me blocking, trying to catch the cross up. But we had 2 into nothing there. It was just taking it for the card draw. Could have potentially combos into king. Did I have the 6 in hand? I think I might have had the 6 in hand as well, so king into 6. But that's not really worth losing 2 cards to do so at this point. No, it would have done an extra 13 damage, would have put it on 19. And yes, 19 does have the threat of throw into ace, but we obviously don't have any aces in our hand. We've just spent 3 of them on a whiffed True Power Storms. This is me getting nervous about him being very, very throw heavy here, saying should I go back to blocking or should I not. Fortunately, Quince continues to block as well. He'd rather build up cards too. Got the whole run of throws there. Again, probably worth keeping 2 as a potential dodge follow-up. Throwing a 9 because I'd rather keep the 7 and the 8 for king spins. He's only got 1 in the graveyard there, discard pile. Sorry. Say graveyard, so used to playing Magic the Gathering back in the day. It's just habit. Catch the backdash with the dodge. Am I going to follow this into 6 king or just take the knockdown? I think I just take the knockdown here. Yeah, there we go. Again, 6 king there. Would have left him on 12. 12 at this point. I don't have any way of killing off it. I could tax, but I'd rather save the counters for 2 truths turns. I'm more than happy to just not do the other thing on a tax. So block here. Yeah. So he deals a little bit of chip, gets his positive spin up. I draw more cards. Going to show the 2. Yep, there he is. Not showing any face cards. Actually, he has no face cards at all. That last jack was his last face card in hand. So, definitely, no, block is completely safe from Quince here. Playing the knowing the opponent honest. Rewarded once again for my honesty. He had a hard read there on me playing a throw. It's the only reason for playing a 5 like that, because block is entirely safe. Yep, there's the 9 attack. Oh, sorry, 9 throw, 9 attack. If Grave had a 9 attack, he would be a completely different style of character, I feel. I've got the knockdown here. He knows I have the queen in hand, but at the same time, queen is completely safe. Impossible to be punished. The only thing that punishes queen is raw joker. And even then, you're not punished by taking damage. But no, I'm taking the 6 attack. Going for the cross up. Cross up and potentially lethal. 6 into king into 6. I could have got it here. 4 cards left in hand. To 6. But there is the joker. He stays alive on 12 health. Got double counter in hand now. 2 troops again. Again, I've got the counter waiting. No, you cannot let Quince dig into his toolkit if you have the option to stop him. Keep the man card starved. It's how you've got to beat a Quince. Obviously, grapplers usually do that by blocking a lot. Oh, catch the undercut the raw ace, and that's lethal with the queen. Oh no! I forgot he had the second joker. So again, surviving on just 10 health, but now has no backup for a combat loss. Oh, and draw the next queen. Queen obviously be exactly 10 damage. Just play it. Get caught out by the dodge. But again, this is going to leave him even further down in cards in hand. Yeah, he takes the queen for the knockdown. Very efficient, 12 damage on a single hit. One of his best dodge follow-ups. Second probably only by an ace. So showing the king spin. Probably should have used Martial Mastery there to find out what he had in his hand, because I've still got the 8 follow-up. Would have given me some great info. Decided to just use it to try and win the game here. Get hit by the 3. He obviously draws a normal draw off that, and that's it. Goes back into Kingsman again. Yep. So the question is, again, lucky king draw right there, giving me the face card I need to cancel off the 2 truths. We're both just scrambling at this moment, me to try and keep him low on the cards, him to try and just build up some kind of hand. Again, king managed to dodge that. He does draw a card off spinning it, but he's now got to choose to either spend 1 card again immediately to deal some damage and keep positive spin going. Okay. Gets the Patriot Mirror on a knockdown, probably his best dodge follow-up. Well, actually, I guess the difference between a queen and an ace in a dodge follow-up depends on how many cards you got in your hand. If you're low in cards, probably the queen is better. If you've got a huge hand side, then definitely take the ace. You wanna get the key Patriot Mirror turns. So again, this is a Patriot Mirror. Attack into it. Going on again on a theory that if he's dodged, then I'd much rather him spend yet 1 more card. He can't kill me off a dodge follow-up. Even a queen throw with pump wouldn't be enough. Finally gets one of the 2 truths off. At this point, I've run out of 10s. Lamenting the fact that I could not stop him. Looking at these piles, I'd rather give him the king. I know it's a bit unusual, but I've got 2 8s in hand. I'd rather beat it. It only gives him 1 dodge, whereas the other pile gives him 2 dodges. I can't avoid giving him a queen. He's got no positive spin this turn because he obviously didn't have any of the face cards in his hand last turn. So again, my decision is, what do I think he's going to do? Where's the rock, paper, scissors on this turn? Decide to go for the block. Managed to catch a dodge. Just building that little bit of an option back into my hand. 5 does basically nothing for me. It's a pretty much a dead card in hand. No use to it at all. Catch the dodge, and that will be it for lethal. He has used both his jokers. Throw out the 5-6 for swag points. And that's it. That's the end of this game. I hope you've enjoyed the recording. And leave me any feedback on how you think the commentary's been done. I'll see you all next time in game.